Pretty decent night, a couple fish, really can't complain. But something that's been on my mind for a little while is I used to fish from the bank all the time, and I still fish from the bank time to time. I enjoy doing it, catch quite a bit of fish, both ways. Normally the bank's a little bit slower, and there's reasons for that. For a lot of guys that are thinking about boat fishing, been bank fishing their whole lives, kind of what I did until I started to notice more activity coming from the boats, more people on boats. So I wanted to get a boat out there in the water and see if I could get on these fish like these other guys were. They had the technology, they had all the electronics and stuff they needed to really get on these fish and find them the right way. Mark fish down below the boat, watch them even come and take the bait. Thought that was pretty crazy. There's quite a few differences between bank fishing and boat fishing, and most of you guys probably already know this, but I'm sure there's some of the subscribers on the channel and people watching the video that don't know this. Fishing from the bank in the Ohio River, which is where I always do most of my cat fishing, you're using lead, you're on the bottom. Usually there's some kind of current in the river. That current's going to push your bait and your sinker into a rock or something, sometime lodging your bait down between either a log or two rocks, kind of hiding the bait, so the fish have to work for it a little bit. They know they're there, but they just can't find it because it's being covered up. They can get the scent, but sometimes they just can't get the bait, and a lot more hang-ups happen. Fishing from the boat, when you're throwing off the back of the boat, you're in the direction of the current. It's a straight line, so you're not getting caught up on near as much stuff, leaving the bait exposed and an easy target for predators such as fish, in some cases turtles. I'm just going to cut my line on that right there, but that's just something that it took me a little while to figure out. One of those no-brainers. You have to think about it a little bit, and that was the main difference between the two. You can catch a lot more fish from a boat in the river with current than you're going to catch from the bank. You can catch fish from the bank just as good, if not better sometimes, than you can catch them from a boat. Chances are a little more likely when you're fishing from the boat for those reasons, especially if there's a heavy current or any current at all. A lot of weight come into play as far as how much your lead weight is, the rigs you're using, stuff like that's important from a bank. I always throw Carolina rig. Sometimes I'll throw a float on there and make it a Santee Cooper rig, but that just depends on the current. So I'll go ahead and get into tonight's video and stop talking and let you guys see what we did. This is my 1,000 subscriber mark, so it's not the greatest 1,000 subscriber mark video, but caught a couple fish, so let's get at it. I'm using some bluegill out here today, fishing off this little dock where people were putting their boats in. We're going to night fish. I'm going to go ahead and kind of show what's going on, why you can really see me. Got some lights with me. I'm not sure how good they'll work at this far of a distance. The poles are about 15 yards away from where the camera's at, so I don't know how it's going to pick up all the way over there. It might do pretty good, it might not. Hopefully all them boats are already in but before it gets dark, so we ain't got to deal with it during the night. If we do, it is what it is, because we are fishing at a boat launch right here. All right, guys, we got a fish up here. Probably can't see it. Had quite a few boats go through here earlier. But now they're all in, I think, and we had a barge coming down through there, and now finally got us a fish up there. First time fishing from the bank in quite a while. Doesn't feel like a big one though. good looking yellow flathead out here tonight. Been here for about 4 hours, really slow bite. Like I said, first time being on the bank in a long time. Looks like he's got some weird parasite stuff going on his head. But that's a start for us. See if we can't catch another one or two. There's our bait right there. Little old bluegill head. This one's still in pretty good shape. So we're going to put it back out there. You probably can't see the pole in the distance on the end of the dock there. You probably see this one up close. I really don't know. I haven't looked into the camera much because not a whole lot of action has been going on. Really wasn't expecting to catch anything. But it looks like we might get into a few fish, so I'm going to keep on trying here. I don't even have my clickers on. I just have the poles locked in. They're sitting inside of these little rails coming up on the dock. They have slots in them. That fish hooked himself pretty good in the corner of the mouth, so I didn't have to worry about stopping the reel and setting the hook on him. He done it all himself. They will stick the camera holder into this metal dock here, get it anywhere closer. The river's right here along the side of me. There's a little soft spot right here behind us. Those poles are way off in the distance there. This pole is literally casted on top of that ramp. Those two are in a little bit deeper water. But I imagine even on that ramp at the end of it's probably about the location of this bay. It's still pretty deep. I mean, they do launch boats there, so it has to be at least 7 foot, I'd say. I'm gonna keep on trying for another one. There we go. Got us another one here. This is right off the ramp I was just telling you about. Look at that little guy. Maybe the smallest flathead I've ever caught right there. We got a raccoon up there messing with us. I got the wife and the son here. And he's been coming up taking all of our food that we had laying out. I'm just hoping he don't get into my bait fish. There we go. Big old freaking giant. Look bigger like that. Little sucker ate that big old blue. Well, it's not big, but for that fish it's pretty big. Put it back out there again. Alright guys, well that's going to do it for this video. Something I forgot to mention earlier on is another thing. The big difference of boat fishing and bank fishing is you cover a lot more water with a boat. Obviously you guys know that. You can get from point A to point B pretty quick. You can do methods of drifting, you can do trolling, just about everything. So it's another tendency to get you on more fish. But a boat just rolled in here a little bit ago and I was about to wrap it up anyway. You can see my lights dying. I'm standing right up on it, so I'm probably a little blemished right now. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.